I read about the trip that you took with Brit Marling and how that had an influence on the movie. So I was just wondering, at what point after that experience did you think there's a movie here that I want to make?
You know, the summer that Brit and I spent on the road sort of changed our lives, and it was something that it was like being electrocuted. That sizzle lasted for a long time, and it was hard for us to shake. And so we put elements from that summer into the rope we made, which was the East, you know, sort of a braided rope, and that's just one sort of thread.
I was wondering, were there any other names being bandied about before you arrived at the East, or was that always the plan all along?
Well, for a long time we called it the West.
Okay.
And then, no, I'm just kidding. That was always the East.
You got such a great cast in this film, so I was just wondering, is this your first choice cast, and how long did it take for that chemistry to manifest itself? Because it looked very convincing.
Well, yeah, we try not to have a first choice or second choice or third choice, because I think that eliminates all the interesting choices that can come your way by people who are moved by the script. We really wanted the script to be a litmus test and let, you know, the people that were excited by the material come to us, and then, you know, meet them. And that was so great when we got to see people's eyes light up when they talked about their specific characters. You know, like Toby Kebbell. I remember being on the phone with him, actually, so I felt his eyes light up over the phone, but him talking about the doc, and I was like, wow. When I got off the phone, I'd be like, we'd be so lucky if we got this guy to play the doc. I mean, and you know, gosh, if I'd imagined another actor when we were writing it, or had tried to go for someone else, then I would have missed Toby's amazing performance.
No, they definitely completely embody the characters. Because I've read somewhere that you always get the actors sort of change their own lines, which I thought was quite interesting because the script is very tightly knit. So how much change is there from the sort of initial screenplay to what actually transpires on screen?
Well, you know, I've always done this instinctively, and then I saw there was Woody Allen there's a 4-hour documentary on Woody Allen, and actually I was watching it at night when we were shooting the East. I would come home and watch 15 minutes of it, which made sense. But he says just make it work, make it sound real, you know. And I feel the same way. It's like, look, we're telling a story. I mean, I'm not married to the words. I'm not a wordsmith. I'd be a novelist then. I'm a filmmaker and a storyteller, and that's a organic, live process. So, you know, the actors know their characters better than I know their characters. If they have a great way of saying something, more power to them. I feel like we're all excavators, and we get together on set and we just dig, you know, and anyone can strike gold at any moment. And I think that if everybody on the crew feels like at any moment they could strike gold, then there's a much better feeling at work every day.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think, you know, the great cast, and Skarsgård in particular was very magnetic. I really liked them. I was also going to ask, for the East, the ends justify the means. So I was wondering, how much do you agree with that philosophy? And has there been anything that you've done where for you the ends have justified the means?
I think the ends justifying the means are always tricky sport. I sometimes think that it's better to live a life where you're making a conscious, solid choice every day, but it leads to somewhere not so great, than, you know, making shady choices every day or accepting shady things in order to get to some great place.
In another director's hands, I feel this could have been, you know, a completely different genre of film because the message is so strong and the issues are so strong. So what made you decide to go about this as a thriller, and how did you go about crafting the suspense? Because there's a couple of sequences there where it's really suspenseful.
Well, I don't know if you've been following Edward Snowden, but he's the whistleblower in the United States who's now on the run, and he's going to, you know, different places. He was in Hong Kong, and now Moscow, who knows where he is. But that feels like a spy thriller to me. So I feel like real life these days feels like a spy thriller or a thriller. And so that feels like the most natural genre to be making films in, for me at least.
I've got one final question. Is there anything, I mean, obviously these are issues you feel very strongly about. Is there anything that you hope audiences will take away with them, or are you just happy to provoke discussion on the issues?
Yeah, I always say that this is a movie that you should see with someone you're sleeping with, so that if you wake up the next morning and you're talking about it, then we've done part of our job right then.